Hi, this is Rob Polenik from C3 Method. I might look like I only have one leg right now, and that's because I'm actually stretching on the other leg. I guess I probably want to show you that real quick. So I have rollers set here in our squat rack, and I'm doing a standing quad stretch. This is commonly what I'll do at the beginning of my leg workouts. What I find is that the quadricep muscle, like the muscle itself, the whole thing, plus my hip flexors, will be tight from sitting and or just recovery from the previous leg workout. So I like to train my legs twice a week. And the trauma and stress from the workouts and then sitting makes these muscles very tight. When the quadriceps are tight, you'll often feel pain and pressure through your kneecap whenever you're doing leg workouts, whether that's squats, lunges, leg press, hack squat, anything like that. So doing quad stretches like this is a great way to alleviate knee pain. Even if you don't think your quad muscles are tight, if you set this up and get into position, you're going to notice that they're tight. So I'll throw this in usually about 60 seconds per leg, so 2 minutes in total, and then I'll do a warm-up set of whatever my first movement is. Today I'm doing posterior chain of the lower body, so that's going to be calves, hamstrings, and glutes. And I'll probably throw in some kind of quad pump at the end because I want my quads to grow, so I want to train them more and probably borderline train them too much. But I like getting a pump in there. That's definitely been too long in that leg, so let me switch sides here. Now, this is the stuff that myself included and many others who make these kind of videos often don't show, is this type of prehab work. So I wanted to start there with today's workout. And then for today, I'm planning on doing some type of calf raise. I have, you can actually see it here, is our Magnum hack squat. If you just turn around, it works as a standing calf raise machine and it's freaking awesome. So I'll do some standing calf raises on that with some kind of technique. I'll then usually do some kind of hamstring isolation. We have an old Cybex lying leg curl. It's old because it's old, but it's not old because it's bad. It's actually a badass thing and I would never sell this. I love this thing. I've had it since 2010. So I've had this machine for 15 years and I absolutely love it. Shout out to Eileen from Fitness Factory of Charlotte. Her and Eric Jones sold that to me back in 2010 and I love it, still using it now. So I'll do some work on that. I think I might do single leg curls today with some maybe overloaded eccentrics. And then I usually like to do some type of RDL, whether that's dumbbell or barbell. I haven't decided that today. And then we have a Nautilus glute drive hip thrust machine, so I'll throw in some work on there. So those are usually the movements and the machines that I use in this workout, but I wanted to show how I warm myself up and prepare myself for the workout. So I'll finish this stretch and then I'll start doing my warm-ups in there and bring you guys along for the ride. I made it through my warm-up sets. I got to my working weight here. What I'm going to do is overload eccentrics. I did this technique last week. It felt really good, so I'm going to do it again. One of the benefits of this machine is the frame here is nice and solid, and there's a spot up top that I can hold on to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my calf muscles to get the contraction as best as I can, but eventually the contractions, the concentric phase of the muscle contractions, the repetition, that weakens before the eccentric phase. So essentially our ability to lift a weight fatigues before our ability to lower a weight under control. What that means is I'll be able to maximize the concentric strength, and then I'm going to use my hands to help me get more concentrics, but then release the hand help and force my body weight to lower the weight even when the muscles are beyond normal fatigue. So this is an intensity technique. It's a way in which you can kind of push the muscles further into failure. I really like doing various random things for the calves. It's the only way to really get them grow. is make sure your repetitions are under control at all times. Like bounce reps or super fast reps don't really work very well. So you want to stay slow, controlled, make sure you can feel the muscle stretch, make sure you can feel it contract. And then when you do really heavy stuff or when you do really high rep stuff, the more kind of out of the box, out of the norm things you do, the better the calves respond. So I'm going to be doing overload eccentrics for this, and then we'll see how that goes, and I'll decide what I want to do for hamstrings. And here is the working set on the lying leg curl. I'm going to start with a single leg, take that to good form failure, and then I'll be using the other leg to help me perform the overload eccentric technique that we saw with the calf raises. You can use the non-working leg to help complete a full contraction, and then you're going to remove the assistance of the non-working leg and try to control the eccentric with the working leg on its own. Again, the eccentric portion is stronger than the concentric, so this is a great technique to ensure that you fully maximize the capacity of the muscle. I finished up the calf raises and hamstring curls, so now I'm doing some paused glute bridges, basically hip thrusts on this machine. I like to do the pause to really ensure that I get my glutes involved. I feel that when I rush the contraction at the top, it's mostly hamstrings, and I don't feel a good pump in my glutes. So I like adding the pause and really emphasizing that I'm tucking my hips at the top, and I can feel that in the outside seam of the glutes in the hamstrings, like where the glutes cross over. I can really feel that in the bottom area, so it's a great contraction. I'll do a couple straight sets of this, somewhere around 6 to 10 reps, all with the pause, and then we'll move into the RDLs and we'll see kind of where we go from there. Here's the setup with the Rogue Seal row bar. You can see here the bar has a bend in it, and I like that because when I do the movement I'll actually turn the bend away from me, and that allows me to keep the bar a little bit closer, which takes away some of the lower back stress, and more importantly helps me better focus into the hamstrings and glutes. So I'll set that up on here, and then I also have Mutant Metal snapback rollers. So whenever I would pick up both ends, basically I can pick straight up and the thing moves out of the way, like the J cup moves out of the way. And then when you're done, you just kind of push it into the J cup and then it centers and hangs. So essentially it's a mono lift, but in a individual J cup fashion. I love this because once I get into place with this movement, I can just pick up and the J-cups snap back out of the way, and then I can do the movement, and then when I'm done, I just kind of lean into it. So that way when I'm picking up something heavy, I don't have to pick it up, step back, get my feet set. I can actually load and get set while it's in place, and then I can stay in place. These snapback rollers, I absolutely love them. In the world of gym equipment, for the quality that they are, I actually think that they're cheap. So they're cheap considering the quality, and that when you buy them, you're going to have them for the rest of your life. I believe the cost is somewhere around $500. $500 for J-cups sounds ridiculous. I understand that. It sounds like it's a lot, but you'll have them for the rest of your life. It has the monolift feature, so I really like them. I use them for this, obviously like squats, bench press, anything else that a normal monolift would be useful for, but they're awesome. So I really like them. I really appreciate the quality of the design, the quality of the product, the welds. My dad and I actually weld, and we've designed our own equipment, so I can appreciate good quality equipment here. So that's the setup that I have. I'll get into my working sets. I'm going to do this, I'm aiming for sets of 8 to 12. And for me, I would consider that relatively heavy, but it's high enough reps that if something feels a little squirrely, since it's at the end of the workout, something might be twingy or feel a little off. So at 8 to 12, if something feels off around 4, 5, or 6, I can just end the set. Whereas if I were doing these really heavy, say sets of 3 to 6, by the time you would feel something being off, you get injured. So I like giving myself a little bit of grace, especially towards the end of a workout, whenever the muscles are already fatigued. So that'll be the setup for this. Enjoy some sets here, and I'll check back in once I'm done. I finished up with the high rep leg presses. The goal was sets of 20 to 30, needing at least one rest pause to get there. That way I could ensure it was a good intensity, a really good muscle burn, muscle stress, muscle pump, which was complementary to the earlier in the week quad focused workout. So it was a really good way to re-aggravate, re-pump up the quads, get a little touch on them so that way I got a second kind of effort towards them in the week, and now the recovery will match by this upcoming Wednesday when I do my quad workout again. Overall, really good day. I'm very happy with the workout. I like doing those overload eccentrics to start the workout, really maximize my intensity, and then I focus on good quality repetitions, normal straight sets for the rest of the workout. Really good. I really enjoyed it. If you give the workout a try, I hope you enjoy it as well. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.